Good evening, everybody. This is Reverend Sam from Living in Love and Grace, and we're all over the place here. We uh, got a broadcast on Facebook in about 3 different places, and then, of course, in our YouTube channel, which I hope you get a chance to get over there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That really is important to us and kind of the growth of this effort of living in love and grace, and then, of course, also in our own ministry here. So, Reverend Sam Lopez, co-pastor at Amazing Love Sanctuary in Arvada, Colorado. And this is my Living in Love and Grace broadcast that I've been doing for a while now. So if you get to YouTube, make sure you get on there and subscribe so that you can be a part of it and share that out. And for those of you that are watching this across Facebook, just want to remind you to share this in your pages, and hopefully it's a word of encouragement and blessing to you, and to encourage you from day to day. And I'll just remind you why we kind of started this. There's a bunch of us on here doing these kind of daily broadcasts, trying to give words of encouragement. It started all through trying to get through 2020 in this pandemic, and when we were all quarantined, we people started jumping on and doing this. So I'm excited. It's kept me going, kept me kind of grounded and focused through the whole COVID, and then of course we were just recently shut down in November and December here in Colorado. But let me put another word out in a couple hours. Let's see, it's almost 4, 5, about an hour and a half. Bob Hildreth with BeGraceful.com and Positive Being Here and Now will be doing a video or a children's concert, a Christmas concert with children from orphanages around the world. So look that up. Just get onto Facebook. Go to Positive Being Here and Now. I know it's broadcast through there. I'll try to get a link up on my Facebook page, but I really want to encourage you to be a part of that and support that effort with those children in around the world that are living in orphanages. And it's not really, and it's not just about the children. It's about some of those workers that they're not supported by. They're doing this all by themselves, and they work just to feed the number of kids that are in need around them. So look it up under Positive Being Here and Now, or go to BeGraceful.com, and you'll be able to share in that. But anyway, here we are in Living in Love and Grace. Tomorrow is the fourth Sunday, I think, of Advent, and we're going to be talking about love. But this is what we talk about all the time here. So let me start in 1 Corinthians 13, and we'll just kind of go from there. 1 Corinthians 13 from the Passion Translation. Love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind to all. It refuses to be jealous, and when blessings come to someone else, I always mess that sentence up. I don't know why. Love refuses to be jealous when blessings come to someone else. Love does not brag about one's achievements, nor inflate its own importance. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect, nor selfishly seek its own honor. Love is not easily irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is our safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. Love never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up. Love never stops loving. Until then, there are 3 things that remain: faith, hope, and love. Yet love surpasses them all. So above all else, let love be the beautiful prize for which you run. I love reading that. It's just something just always stands out in my thoughts. Well, we're here. We're almost get Christmas, and so many people are putting up all kinds of notifications or stuff on social media. I get emails every day from people who are talking about the war on Christmas. I'm just going to make this one simple statement, and I'm going to leave it there. There is no war on Christmas. Stop posting that. There is no war on Christmas. The war is in our own hearts. In that whole story of the manger scene, there's two things that stand out to me, or a few things. One is this radical, revolutionary statement that God made by having this young woman birth Jesus. It wasn't about Joseph, it wasn't about the wise men, it was about a young woman. The second thing, it was not about even a king. It's kind of like this. Jesus put it this way: whoever wishes to become great among you shall be your servant. And whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. And then he said he came to serve, he didn't come to be served, but to serve. When we hear that message, it blows our mind. I think those early followers of Jesus, when they first heard this, they were under this political persecution from the Roman government and from their own Jewish traditions. And here comes Jesus with this idea, this way of ministry that wasn't about authority or his politics or his religion. That's kind of what they wanted. But he came in with this philosophy that blew everybody away. I didn't come to be served, but to serve. In other words, he said, just watch me and do it the way I do it. And in the end, you're going to do it my way. I keep watching preachers, pastor friends of mine. Their focus and their demand and they claim they're preaching the gospel, but they're not. They're demanding people attend church. They're demanding that people be there in those chairs and those pews. They're demanding that they obey the Spirit by being in church. I think this whole thing that we're doing with virtual ministry is changing that. We're coming into this place where it's contrary to all of that. There should be only one desire and one goal on the hearts of each of us as pastors and ministers, and that's to serve others. You see, those people, when Jesus fed the 5,000, if they didn't feed him, it didn't matter. He wasn't disappointed. Because he came to them without a preconceived idea or plan, or even how they should meet his needs. He didn't demand that they come and feed them so that they would listen to him. He just fed them because they were hungry. I read about some churches that were having their Christmas programs, and literally one church alone had 75 people contracted the virus because they felt that they had to have the Christmas program. What a shame. What a shame that we would let our egos jeopardize people, and we would let our egos cause hurt to people, the people we're supposed to love and to serve. I've been doing this a long time. I've preached a lot of sermons. And I don't need to stand up behind a pulpit and have my ego stroked because people are listening to me. What a shame that we would cause people to be hurt because we felt we had to be listened to. So the topic of my talk today, hey Liz, Beth, I'm just going to call you Liz because you'll always be Liz to me, but is to love, not to expect love. Whenever somebody quotes that Bible verse, for God so loved the world, John 3:16, we all know it. This is what I hope that you would come out of that with, that you would immediately realize that divine love, God's love, is completely different from our love. Just imagine for a moment God looking down on all of us, looking at this world. It's in total chaos. People angry, people killing each other, people fighting, people hating. And you would wonder why, what does God see when he looks down on humanity? God's immediate reaction is not destruction. It's not anger, but love. He looks down on this world in the midst of all of its chaos, its confusion, and he looks down at us and he loves us. Here's the best news that I can give you today. You are loved. You are loved. You need to tell yourself that. You need to believe that you are loved. Not after you've straightened yourself out. Not after you've repented. Not after you earned it or put yourself in a position where you finally you deserved God's grace and love. Nope, it doesn't work that way. The whole manger scene reminds us that he came to give us love, regardless of whether we love God back or not. God loves us. Hear that? Regardless of whether you love God, believe in God, trust God, Whether you love him back or not, he loves you. See, it's simple. All of us as human beings desire to be loved. Some people spend their whole life searching for someone that will love them, help them, that will meet their needs. Look at right now. There's what's really become a weird trend to me, that people have these animals that they take with them everywhere that help them emotionally, psychologically make it through each day. So if we can't find people that love us, we'll find an animal that will love us. And it's a real thing. All of us want someone or something to love us unconditionally. The problem is our human capability and understanding of love defines what the limits are. For you and I, as human beings, love is always a two-way street. If I do something nice for you, and you should respond by doing something nice for me. I'll meet your needs if you'll meet my needs. I'll show kindness and friendship, but you owe me the same kindness and friendship. And if you don't follow that rule, if you don't follow that walk, I'll find someone else. Probably the highest form of love that you could find, and I'm talking about in most normal settings, is the love of a mother for their child. Mothers have almost endless patience, and they invest endless amounts, unlimited amounts of time and effort to raise the children. I've known of situations, a number of situations over the years where fathers have left mothers and children and families. But I've rarely seen a situation where a mother has left a family or a child. It's rare. A mother would even lay down her life for her child. And when that child is small, there's nothing greater than a child's smile and love and joy to see their mother. See, there's this close relationship that's beautiful. And this love is usually limited to their own child. Doesn't easily transfer to children that are not yours. But it's a beautiful picture of divine love, the love of a mother and a child. And yes, there are dysfunctional families and fathers and mothers. Even the love between a husband and wife has limits. An abused spouse can only take so much until it becomes incapable. He or she becomes incapable of loving back. Forgiveness only works to a certain point before the love dies away. And all of a sudden that relationship is not filled with love, but it's filled with bitterness and conflict. And love grows cold. Divine love is a higher love. It's an impossible love for the world to achieve by itself, because it's a love that has no limits. It doesn't manipulate. It bears all things. It forgives all things. It never fails. That's divine love. And it's beyond this world, and it's part of a different nature. It's part of a divine nature. And it's so strikingly different from human love. And Jesus put it this way, this is how different it is. By this all men will know that you are my followers if you have love for one another. That's divine love. That's amazing love. That's unconditional love. It's a love that can't be duplicated. And it's a love that doesn't come from discipline or philosophy or religion or fundamentalism or legalism or any other means of human effort. It's a love that comes from a person's connection with the divine, with God. It's a love that flows out of our life because its source is divine. Its source is love. It's not easy. Some people really struggle with that. They think love should be, when we talk about love or we talk about grace, that somehow we're just kind of milking this kind of pablum kind of grace that's easy to swallow and easy to eat. I'm telling you, it's not. The ability to love like God loves changes us. When you reach that point in your life, you love freely, even if we're not loved back. Because the human part of us, if I'm going to give love, if I'm going to love someone, I want to be loved back. We become capable of not only loving our neighbor, but we love the stranger, and we love our enemies. That's living in love. That's learning how to love and not expect love. This is a great challenge for us. And it isn't just limited to Christians. It's a challenge that people from religions all over the world have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of years trying to figure out how to love. The world we live in and the communities we live in and the times we live in are filled with challenge. And I've said it again and I'll say it again now. At some point when all of this is over, and I'm talking about the politics of today, when all of this is over, we're going to all come out. Well, let me put it this way. I'm going to give you a story. I got to tell a story. That's just what I do. Years ago, I went to speak at a college, a Christian college in Portland, Oregon. And I was with another organization, and I was one of the speakers, and we traveled all around the country sharing about racial reconciliation. And so went to this college in Portland, and I had never been to Portland. And we got there in the evening, and it was raining. And for those of you that know Portland, that's exactly what it does all the time. The next morning, it was still raining. In the afternoon, it was raining. In the evening, it was raining. And the next morning, it was still raining. And it was raining like day after, just days. And coming from Colorado, where it's pretty dry for us here, I've never seen so much rain every single day. I couldn't believe it. It's like, oh my God, is this rain ever going to stop? So I was speaking in this classroom at this college, and literally it started, the sun came out, and we all stopped. Everybody stopped, and we all just kind of like zombies moved towards the windows and just stood there and stared at the sun that we hadn't seen for days. And within a short amount of time, it rained again and again. And it was the longest week of just daily rain. When we experience divine love, it's like that. It draws us where we drop everything and focus on that because it's so beautiful. And like I said, people for hundreds and thousands of years have tried to figure this out. Here comes Jesus, and he says, I didn't come to be served, I came to serve. And that's the first step of learning how to love, learning how to walk in divine love, and that's to be a servant. Just a simple servant. So that's my challenge today, to experience divine love, to experience God's love, to love without expecting anything in return, to just love with no judgment, no criticism, no anger, no measuring people up to your standards or somebody else's standards, to just love them the way that they are, the way that God created them as children of God. In God's wonderful, loving image. Well, I hope that was a good word for you today. Make sure you go back to the beginning. It's tried to keep it under 30 minutes, and I guess I did it. So I'm glad that I'm there. But let me close with our forever love commitment and share this with you. This is my call to love. I want you to know that I am committed to you. You will never knowingly suffer at my hands. I will never say or do anything knowingly to hurt you. I will always, in every circumstance, seek to help you and support you. If you're down and I can lift you up, I'll do that. Anything I have that you need, I will share with you. And if need be, I will give it to you. No matter what I find out about you, and no matter what happens in the future, good or bad, my commitment to love you will never change. And there's nothing you can do about it. You don't have to respond. I love you. And that's what that means. I hope those words were a blessing to you today as we share about love. So you'll see on the banner of the bottom of our video, if you'd like to support this ministry, make your donations with Venmo. You can just go on to Venmo at Reverend Sam Lopez, and that will always help us here and will help the work that I'm trying to accomplish. And, there's a lot of controversy right now about churches and pastors and preachers that have received millions and millions of dollars to buy a jet or jets. We're just trying to put on a simple 30-minute broadcast from day to day and week to week. Make sure we have a working microphone and a place to do our ministry at here at Amazing Love Sanctuary in Arvada. Help us. We really do need your gifts and your offerings and your blessings. Just go to at Reverend Sam Lopez on Venmo, and that's the easiest way to support what we're trying to accomplish. And everything helps. $1, $5, $10, it all helps. And we'll just keep doing this and be a blessing to you. So anyway, we'll see you all tomorrow on Sunday, Advent Sunday, here at Amazing Love, and Reverend Jesse, Reverend Elia, and myself will be here tomorrow. So I hope you have a great evening at 5 in another 1 hour. Make sure you join Bob Hildreth on Positive Being Here Now and watch that Christmas concert from those children from all around the world. It's going to be beautiful. I'm excited about it. So it's on Facebook. Just type in Positive Being Here and Now. Don't forget to share this. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Living in Love and Grace with Reverend Sam Lopez, and subscribe, and you'll get notified that when we're online, and we'll try to do that regularly. So anyway, hope you have a blessed evening. Have a great night. Bye.